Hello, Brenda here. Today I will give you the initial tour of the Terrace Garden. If you have been following me, there is a whole series about how this garden came together. We still have some more to do, but today I will show you a preview of the roses that I have in my garden. I don't have many blooming, but I will post pictures of how they will look like, and then I will show you the plans that we have for the future. So with that, let's get to it. So here's an overview of the terrace garden. I have 3 sections of roses. Against the wall I have rampers and climbers, and then in the center on the far right I have rose bushes. Then I have 3 pollinator sections, like you see right over here, and then right over there, and then one right in the back, and they have roses embedded within, and with the exception of the one in the back, and this is just to balance the ecosystem. Okay, and then here in the back, and it's still work in progress, I have a walkway of 5 feet and about 70 feet, if I'm remembering right, planted with lavender and then native plants. So I will walk you through that. So with that, we'll get into the details. So here's the first pollinator garden. These have yellows, oranges, magenta, reds. And the roses that I have here are Julieta cherries. One of them died, I have to replace it. Julieta raspberry, and then piano. And then in here I have phlox, magenta spirit rock phlox. And then we'll go through the roses. So here is desert sky, stiletto, Vanessa Bell, so it moves from reds to yellows, Salisbury Hill, Catalina, golden mustard. I saw the first bloom from golden mustard. Oh my God, beautiful rose. Symbol, shiver. That's a tiny rose bloom. And then here is green romantica, Priscilla, and then chiffon. And then here is the bird body garden. Again, it's a pollinator garden, but we also like to attract birds to balance the ecosystem. So I have planted here Eustacia vine, and then right there in the center I have 3, actually have blooms here. Those are pink oharas. And then in the front I have pink drifts, and then a couple of pollinator friendly plants. And then here in the back I have Mansfield Park, I have Tinkerbell, Miyabi, and then in the second row I have Coco Loco that I bought to replace the one in the Rainbow Garden, but the Rainbow Garden plant is doing well, so I planted it here. And then Paradise Beach, which I'm not sure if it will survive. So now we'll walk through the center aisle. So this is Sahara Sensation, Paradise Beach. This was supposed to be pour sunlight, but it died. So now I am gonna plant Bring Me Sunshine, which arrives this week from Grace Rose Farm, the estate roses. I have Georgia Peach, Notting Hill, Kensington Gardens, Free Spirit, Vuvuzela that also died. I planted these bare rooted, but I have one coming up, so hopefully that one will do great. I think the one coming up is coming in is on root. Then Purple Queen, Connie Sandstorm, Salisbury Hill. Oh no, Stephen Rulo. Then we'll go to the other side. Again, the rose garden area, it gets full sun, with the exception of the Pollinator garden that has the bird body. That one gets full sun in the summer, but then it will move to ripe shade. So this is Montmartre, Menta, Julieta, Mansfield Park Pink. I'm not so sure. This is my second try with Mansfield Park. They seem to be like, they don't do great here, so if they don't progress, I'm gonna replace them with something different. Cardin Mill, Evelyn, which Gracie is gonna bring in next week, so I hope to snatch Evelyn. It died. Bridal Piano, Sophie, which I don't know if it's in its way out. Darlington, it looks white right now, but it starts pink, and then as it fades, it turns white. Mansfield Park Pink, so this is the second one, so if that one dies, definitely have a spare, and then I'll move the Mansfield Park, the lighter tone here, and then Quicksand. And then we'll get into the Ramblers. So I have some phlox there in the corner, and then here is a, let me just get out of the way, here is a Pretty in Pink Eden, this in Georgia has a small tiny bloom. They're doing very well. Then the three here in the center are Bathsheba from David Austin, then I have Arboros Quicksilver, and then Tess from David Austin. That's bright red. And then here I have a couple of ground covers. These are the red and yellow, and this is the white version of them, which is called Jewel of the Desert Moonshine. Jewel of the Desert Moonshine. Okay, so let me just give you a look, and then we'll go for the last Pollinator garden and then the plans for what we have left to do. So my husband just designed this for me last weekend. I wanted to go and buy some plants for around that big rock. We here in New England have big rocky terrain, so it's kind of like we're lucky that we have those gorgeous rocks that we can just display in the garden. But we focus on mostly native / pollinator friendly plants. So here we have some grasses. Again, my husband picked all of these, so that's called switchgrass. Those are rudbeckias. Those are lamiums. Here we have Lipori, wild daisies, Astildes, and then we created a hedge and tucked in some of the lamiums, and they're doing great. None of them are deer resistant, so we're hoping that deer don't come in and have a feast, but again, they're beautiful. Then right here on this side, I bought from American Meadows native plants. The ones in the front, those are goldenrods. The ones in the back, those are New England asters. And then the cornflowers, the hula cornflowers that I have in the front of the house, in the Lady of Charlotte garden, I'm planning on planting them like right here to do kind of like to follow the walkway. And then I don't know if you appreciate, because we have some weed that came out, and we let the weed come out for a reason, so we can just remove it and then start fresh and reseed the area. That's a hedge of sensational lavender. And I don't know if you see it, but I bought them very small from American Meadows. Very small. And that goes all the way from that edge of the garden all the way until the Pollinator garden. So here, what we're planning on doing is a mix of clover and dwarf fescue, so we can bring honeybees down here. When we have clover in our grass, it's just, you see all the honeybees, and we need a place for them to be. No honeybees, no food, so what we're doing is just trying to create an area where we can have honeybees. And then here, you go all the way up, that's the terrace garden, and you see up, that's the rainbow garden. And then this is the other side. And then over there is the native section of the garden. And then as you go up here, what we're planning on doing future. Oh, and the ramp coming down from the rainbow garden to the terrace garden, all of that will be same, a mix of dwarf fescue and clover. And then here, in this area, we're gonna have a welcome garden, which is still TBD, but I'm gonna have some pollinator friendly roses, and then kind of like have the sign that says Hillside roses, hopefully a big stone and all of that. And then we have to do something with that native meadow that just moved in. So we'll see. Those are the plans for the future, but step by step. We've done a lot this season, and again, if you haven't seen how this garden came together, take a look at the series that I have, and you will see my husband did it all by himself, and it came out wonderful. In any case, this is the overview of the terrace garden. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you soon.